Fourth quarter, 1-point game. But the real action is at the snack table. Because you didn't just mash avocados. You swirled in Philadelphia cream cheese. For a guac dip so creamy, so unexpected, it's drawing double coverage. The real MVP of game day?
So good.
It's in the bowl shaped like a sombrero. You don't follow a recipe, you Philly it whenever you Philly like it. Philadelphia cream cheese.
Tired of spills and stains on your sofa? WashableSofas.com has your back. Featuring the Anabay collection, the only designer sofa that's machine washable inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly prices. That's right, sofas start at just $699. Enjoy a no-risk experience with pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and changeable slipcovers made with performance fabrics. Experience cloud-like comfort with high-resilience foam that's hypoallergenic and never needs fluffing. The sturdy steel frame ensures longevity, and the modular pieces can be rearranged anytime. Check out WashableSofas.com and get up to 60% off your Anabay sofa, backed by a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not absolutely in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping or restocking fees. Every penny back. Upgrade now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change, and certain restrictions may apply.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
And there is no Louie, only Steve. Paul, your hands up. I promised myself I wouldn't believe so many different options, so many great places to check out our KFAN State Fair swag, which you can check out at KFAN.com/store. Shop all of our 2025 fair designs in the KFAN Pro Shop today.
Hi, buddy. Power Trip Morning Show. Thank you, Zecco. It's like this, ladies and gentlemen. We got to do a short segment here because we have the .com Tom Pelissero at 8:20. And I want to be ready for that. And Parker Fox is over there. He's super excited. He's never spoken to Tom Pelissero before, and he's excited.
Fired up.
I know you are.
I spoke to your parents at the fair on Monday. They seemed lovely.
They are lovely.
Thank you. Like lovely people.
Yeah, they're lovely people. I wish they were listening, but they're both educators, so I think school has already started this morning. But,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so shout out to our teachers, right, Hawk?
No doubt about that, man. Are we talking high school, elementary, college? Yeah. What are they?
My mom's at the Matamidi High School I graduated from, and my dad is a principal in the Forest Lake School District up in Corey Cove's neck of the woods.
I heard he is fantastic.
He is the best.
They all talk about the fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, that's right.
God. Okay, see what he did there? Right. See what he did there? That's good, though.
He's right, though. You're so
fantastic.
right,
He's right. Yeah, that's great. That's
so neither
cool.
one of them had much nice to say, though, about Taylor. Is that concerning?
Much nice?
Yeah, that's totally them. They can't stand her.
Yeah.
This is all lies.
Does she know that?
Oh, yeah. She cries herself to sleep every single night.
Oh, Rosie.
It's pretty sad.
I do.
No, they love Taylor, and
it's too bad.
We're excited for the wedding. Over under a year now, which is crazy. So
wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
That's good.
At our second food tasting yesterday. Do you guys ever go to food tastings? Do you remember back?
May I change the subject?
Yeah.
How ridiculously expensive is it to get married? And
it's
how
ridiculous.
dumb is it? I'm sorry. I know people, it's an industry, and good luck to people. I hope they all get rich. I just can't believe how much people pay to get married.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
It's like I think we first kind of initially were like, oh, we'll probably spend around like $50,000, and now it's going to be well over that. Jeez. And it's like, you can't do anything about it because it's like, okay, here's the venue is $20,000. Hey, here's the food is $15,000. Here, the flowers are $5,000. The linens are $5,000.
The chair cushions are $5,000.
The other day, they were like, "Oh, if you pay us an extra $500, we'll come around and fold your napkins." It's like we can fold our own napkins for $500.
Yeah, but what sucks is you don't want to, right?
Exactly.
So they know they have you because you don't want to worry about stuff like that on your wedding day. So, again,
use your sleeve,
man.
And I'm telling you, there's not many people besides that had the connections that Taylor does to people and people that were probably willing to cut prices for a little, social media shout out or whatever it is. And trust me, we are going down that path. And
why wouldn't you?
And it is still ridiculously expensive.
But this is such a good precedent to set, like your second wedding, your third wedding. You're going to be on a budget. It'll be cheaper because you're like, I ain't making that mistake again.
Yeah, I'll be good.
100%. You just go straight to the courtroom and then like elope in Vegas or something.
It's a learning experience. Just let her know that. From the very top. Yeah.
She's fully aware.
Just take notes.
Yeah.
Man,
I tell her to take notes too. Yeah.
I just can't get over it. I can't.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It never ends. I think when you hear the word wedding, it just taxes it by like 20%. So,
in all seriousness, I have two pieces of advice for you.
I love
two options. It's not. No, I don't say it. It's not. Never usually great. So we ended up having a destination wedding for ours. Kind of unintentional because we were living in San Diego at the time, and we were just like, let's just do it here. Let's not do it back in the Midwest where we're both from. And it was kind of great because the distance alone really weeds out the number of people that can come. Yeah. So even though you send out a ton of invitations, it is still a destination wedding, even though it's so think about a destination wedding. Mm-hmm. It's a little harder to plan. Yeah. But it does weed out everybody without intentionally telling them like, no, you're not invited.
Yeah, totally.
So you only get the important people that you want. The other thing is kind of like with their point they're doing with the courthouse bit. Yeah. Don't necessarily go that route. Like make it a little special with the ceremony. Mm-hmm. Just keep it super duper small. Yeah. And then you just blow out the reception.
Yeah, totally.
That's where you want to spend your money on anyway.
Exactly.
You don't want to be spending money on flowers for the ceremony and all this other stuff.
Your napkins.
And who cares about the ceremony? The ceremonies are that's just like sign the piece of paper and
it's like a 10-minute bit anyway.
It's a 10-minute bit anyway. You don't need to pay for like a 4-string quartet to walk you down the aisle. Screw that.
I would say save the money there and then overpay on things like photographers.
Yeah, totally.
Make sure you have a world-class photographer and don't worry about the napkins or seat cushions.
Hopefully Taylor's listening because this is not my job at all. Right. This is.
But what have we learned? What have we learned on Monday?
That's right.
What did Bonus tell you on Monday? What can you not say?
I don't care.
You cannot say I don't care. So what's your take on these seat cushions?
Oh, I love those seat cushions.
Which one do you like better, this one or that one?
Oh, I think that one's really nice, but I do like the curve appeal of the other one. So
that's good. And I love the price of this one.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know stuff like this. So what's your opinion?
Yeah, which one does your dad like?
Parker, should we pay another $500 to get these napkins folded?
You know what? I think that if you would like those napkins folded on your special day, we can do that.
Well, what do you think?
I think that the napkins, each of the individuals at our wedding are they're good enough people to fold their own napkins.
You're going to do really well.
Yeah, that's good.
You're off to a great start.
That ain't so bad.
I can't wait for your 50th wedding anniversary. I mean, I feel like this is like you guys are going to just die super old together. This is going to be great.
That's the goal.
Get off to a good start.
Off to a great start,
man. All right, should we do a quick fan five?
Make it real quick. Yeah. Brought to you by our friends at Builders Remodelers at buildersremodelers.com.
All right, here's the only thing I want to get to before we go to a commercial break. I've never had the NFL Red Zone. I've never had Sunday Ticket or anything like that, but I know you guys love it, right?
Made me mad this
morning. For $500,
man. NFL Red Zone will feature commercials this year. Scott Hansen confirmed this. He said, quote, "The program will not miss a touchdown, and they will have full breaks, not split screens." They said they're going to pick and choose when.
It's terrible.
How can that be possible?
It's a travesty.
$500.
Well, that's for Sunday Ticket. But Red Zone, you can pay for like in your cable package, the sports package. You get that. The Red Zone that's ridiculous that there are commercials because people pay a lot for that. But if you have the whole package, there should be no commercials.
But how can they guarantee they won't miss a touchdown unless they're counting replays? They can't.
They can't.
They have to be.
Yeah.
But there'll be times where they'll almost like golf, where they'll show a game as if it were live, but it was actually like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Which is what they'll probably have to do now.
But our apps on our phones are going to, we're already going to know.
Yeah. The fantasy bit will be updated.
Exactly. You get a notification as soon as someone scores a touchdown.
Quickly, one more thing. Couldn't they get like Bud Light to sponsor the whole bit like the Masters does, where like Mercedes-Benz sponsors Saturday and Sunday and there are no commercials? there's got to be enough money in it to never have to go to commercial.
Totally, 100%.
At least with split screens, right? But
yeah.
I would understand a split screen. You got to make some money, but to go to a full break and then theoretically miss touchdowns seems like that defeats the entire purpose of the show.
Of the thing, yeah,
correct.
Exactly.
The tagline of the show is literally 7 hours of commercial-free football.
Right.
Not anymore.
Liars.
That's ridiculous.
He updated it the other day.
Which is?
7 hours of red zone football starts now.
They're taking everything from us, Corey.
Hey, we got to go to break.
But, well, I was going to say you never miss a joke, but I mean, when was the last time we even did one?
That's the thing. So you don't miss them.
Yeah, you're not going to miss anything.
Yeah, right.
Tom Pelissero is next on the fan.
Time for a sofa upgrade? Visit WashableSofas.com and discover Anabay, where designer style meets budget-friendly prices, with sofas starting at $699. Anabay brings you the ultimate in furniture innovation with a modular design that allows you to rearrange your space effortlessly. Perfect for both small and large spaces, Anabay is the only machine-washable sofa inside and out. Say goodbye to stains and messes with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics that make cleaning easy. Liquid simply slides right off. Designed for custom comfort, our high-resilience foam lets you choose between a sink-in feel or a supportive memory foam blend. Plus, our pet-friendly, stain-resistant fabrics ensure your sofa stays beautiful for years. Don't compromise quality for price. Visit WashableSofas.com to upgrade your living space today with no-risk returns and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Get up to 60% off plus free shipping and free returns. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's football season, and Bell Bank is giving one KFAN listener each week $1,000 to pay it forward to a charity of their choice. Nominate a charity of your choice right here at KFAN.com for your chance to be selected each week. Then tune into the Power Trip every Thursday at 8:20 when we have our great friend Tom Pelissero on to find out if you were selected as the winner. Submissions must include the following to be eligible: the organization, the website of the organization, the contact of the organization, and a brief description of why you're nominating that person. Again, find out how you can pay it forward with Bell Bank by going to KFAN.com and putting Bell Bank in the search bar. It'll take you right to it. The keyword is contest. I just wrote in Bell Bank. I'm not going to lie to you. But you can also put keyword contest. But anyway, thank you to our friends at Bell Bank, and thank you to our friend Tom Pelissero, who joins us again for another year of fantastic football talk on the Fan. Hi, how are you, buddy?
We got football tonight. How in the world would I possibly be better?
I know.
We got 157 solid days of the NFL until the Super Bowl. This is the beginning of the journey. It's an emotional day.
And it seems like there's a few storylines this year, Tom, not just for our beloved Minnesota Vikings, but across the league. I just love it. There's always something to talk about.
I mean, this is, I think that every offseason for about the past decade or so has had a level of chaos to it that I don't recall in all the years I covered the league. Before that. Just there's more openness to making trades. There's more. It'll never be like the NBA. I mean, you're not allowed to trade, your draft pick 10 years from now in the NFL. But there are more teams taking those big swings and swapping out quarterbacks. And, the Micah Parsons situation is unique, but it's not the first time that's even happened. I mean, Khalil Mack, that was like 7 years ago that one happened, or 6-7 years ago. So I think that absolutely injects, part of the fun into this. It's kind of a pain, if I'm being completely honest with you, because it used to be, all right, you got past first wave of free agency, you got the draft, and then everybody's kind of chilling. Now you've got a handful of just totally wild, unresolved situations that seem to trickle into training camp here. But the best part about today for me is always all the way back to like February when people were making, or January, people were making coaching hires. And what's this going to look like? Is Caleb Williams with Ben Johnson? Is that going to be the answer? This draft pick, what about Cam Ward, Nash? It's like now we'll finally actually see it and can stop talking completely in the hypothetical sense. Or it'll actually be, something in terms of evidence to support whatever it is you want to say.
Hey, Tom, I'll ask you something personal because everybody's excited about the football season. The fans have their rituals. They have the things that they're going to get ready for. Obviously, if you're a fan of Dallas or Philly, you're going to have probably a pregame ritual tonight to watch the game. But as you ramp up to the season, I know that you're working in kind of like work mode, but do you have any sort of like beginning of season rituals or anything that you like to do to sort of get yourself ready for opening kickoff?
I mean, I would say the short version, Ben, would be that I kind of reorder. I got my whiteboard. I went through that and just, checking to make sure I'm not missing any loose ends. Go through. I've already got, quite honestly, I've got all 32 coaching situations and, ranked from top to bottom in terms of what to be monitoring for, because these things happen, man. Sometimes you get a couple of weeks into the season, all of a sudden immediately you realize this is edgy for somebody somewhere. Last year we had the number one pick from the year before, Bryce Young, benched after 2 games. So to me, the ritualistic part of it is just making sure that my brain hasn't completely shut down after every bit of craziness this summer. This past week's been great, honestly. Since the Micah trade happened a week ago, it's been kind of like, all right, now we're just waiting for these games to start. But the moment that begins, you've got injuries and everything else. The biggest thing for me is just being organized and then remembering, where I have to be on what days, because everything changes, including 8:20 a.m. every Thursday. Right here on KFAN.
Well, okay, I promise you, everybody, that we're going to get into football questions, but I am just curious because I want to be a little bit like you, Tom Pelissero. So Corey and I, we have this love of office supplies. And I look forward to every football season because it's my opportunity to kind of revamp and refresh my office supplies. Do you geek out about that stuff too, or no? Or is just Corey and I are dorks?
Not office supplies, but there's definitely, for instance, yesterday when I was going through, because I'll be in Foxborough for Patriots Raiders on Sunday, and I was like, oh, binoculars. Wonder where those are. And so every year, right before the season, it's I got to find my binoculars, and if I can't find them, I got to order some new ones.
It's time.
Now, beyond that, most of my ordering makeup, pens, legal pads, all that stuff, I take care of that before training camp because you just never know exactly once you hit the road when you're going to get to come up for air.
Hey, Tom, what does in your mind, a successful season for one J.J. McCarthy?
It's a good question, Sauce, because I think that the bar is set so high for this team, even though nationally nobody's talking about the Vikings, and you'd know better than I would what the over-under is settled at. At this point, I think it was 9.5 at one point here, but it's the rare situation. Usually if you're drafting a quarterback high and a quarterback's making his debut, it's because he sucked the year before. It was because he had a bad season. And the Vikings, it was bumpy, obviously, in 2023, and they had a ton of injuries, including to Kirk. And so they had that opportunity. But JJ is effectively a rookie here. So you're about to see a guy who was taken, 10th overall make his debut on a team that, when they had a chance, they went into the final game of the regular season last year with an opportunity to be the number 1 seed. There's not a lot of examples of that through history. There are no examples of a first-round draft pick missing his entire rookie season as a quarterback because of injury and missing all those reps. And so within the building, I would anticipate that, there is some level of grace given in terms of, hey, this is going to be there's going to be pitfalls into this. I was over there during the Vikings-Patriots joint practice a few weeks ago, and you talk to people, and, there's a lot of excitement about JJ because of how he's wired, because of how he is behind the scenes, because of how mature he is for his age, the leadership traits. Obviously, he can rip it. The day I was there, I saw people saying afterward it was the best day that they'd seen JJ have all camp. That was my only exposure to it, and he absolutely looked like, this dude could be a star in the league, but that's one training camp practice. There's an unknown when you get into games. What I would say is what the Vikings love about JJ is also what they need to be cautious with JJ, which is he is wired to make every play and make every throw. And there are times in the NFL you just got to go to the next snap. So they want to see growth throughout the course of this season. But I don't think that it's a stretch whatsoever to say that, what's a successful season for JJ McCarthy. If they miss the playoffs, that's not a successful season for anybody in Minnesota. You remember Kirk's first season in 2018. They were coming off, in that case, an NFC Championship appearance, and it was that wild run with Case Keenum as the quarterback. But it was also, all right, now this is the missing piece. And instead, I think they went 8-9 that year. They went into the final season, I can't remember how many games there were at that point, 7-9, 8-8, whatever it was. They went to the last game of the season with an opportunity to get into the playoffs. They fell short. No matter how Kirk played statistically or anything else, none of that mattered. They fell way short of expectations. I think that it's a little different when you're talking about a rookie who's never played in the league, but this is a Vikings team that absolutely is really talented. They signed a ton of veteran players, a ton of 30-something-year-old guys. This is a team that's built to win right now. And so the bar for J.J. McCarthy, the absolute baseline is play well enough, get better, obviously, and do the things that the coaches are asking you to do. But this team should be in the playoffs, and that's where you start.
Hey, Tom, Parker Fox here. Don't think we've met, but huge fan. As a Vikings fan, as a Vikings homer, a lot of people are talking about the success of the Green Bay Packers this year. The national media is talking about how good the Green Bay Packers are going to be. Is this something you see, and is it something that Vikings fans should be worried about having to play them twice?
Well, I would say, Parker, the whole division is a challenge right now. The Packers, they're so out of character with the Micah Parsons trade. Like, I can't overstate this. And, I lived in Green Bay for several years and covered that team, being living in the Midwest and, having followed them and covered them for, over 20 years. They haven't done anything like this. You have to go back to 1992 to find the last time they traded a first-round pick, much less multiple first-round picks. That worked out pretty well in bringing in Brett Favre. The following year, they signed Reggie White, and that set them up for the glory days of Packers football that, much to the chagrin of Vikings fans, really haven't stopped in all the years since then. But, Brian Gutekunst was hired as a young area scout under Ron Wolf, who's in the Ring of Honor and the Hall of Fame because of the bold moves that he made. And, I haven't talked to Goody about this, but it seems like there's a little bit of an acknowledgement that in the modern NFL, you have to take a few more swings. I mean, look at the teams that have been winning Super Bowls. It was the Eagles last year, where Howie Roseman is in on every deal. He will call on every player that's available or he thinks might be available. And they've made some big trades through the years, and they've made a bold decision to go, for instance, and go sign a Saquon Barkley, who was an absolute game changer for them. The Rams trading all their picks. The Chiefs have been aggressive, whether it was acquiring players or trading guys away. There's something to be said for, the draft and develop strategy obviously has been really successful for decades in Green Bay, but maybe you need a little extra. When the Packers went to, their second Super Bowl win in this run, a big part of that, it was Aaron Rodgers coming into his own, but it was also set up by going out and, signing Charles Woodson, which was an out of character type of a move. Let's see if the Micah Parsons effect is similar. There's reasons that ultimately Dallas decided to move on, and just in terms of Micah and the coachability and the money that it takes, but they were also going to give him the money back in March and April if he had agreed, or if his agent had agreed to accept the deal that Micah did one-on-one, which, if David Mulugeta, was just never going to happen here. It's a really interesting trade. It's just one of many. It felt huge because it seemingly came out of left field, but it was something that, going all the way back to the start of August, the Cowboys were talking about, whether it was the right thing. Going all the way back to last season, they were having internal discussions about, are we better off paying them all this money or trading them for a bunch of draft picks and freeing up all this cash and cap space to take care of other guys. In terms of what it means to the Packers, the messaging there is very, very clear, which is, we feel like, you're, for lack of a better term, you're one player away. This is the guy, the pass rusher, who can kind of put us over the top, because you maybe you don't have the clear-cut number one receiver, but you got a bunch of really good receivers. You have Josh Jacobs, and you have Tucker Kraft. You have Jordan Love, who, if he can stay healthy, is showing he can be a really good quarterback. And you got a good defense with Jeff Hafley scheming it up, who's now all of a sudden going to be able to do a lot of other cool stuff. So it's a long way of saying, everybody, not just in the division, but everybody in the NFC is watching the Packers and what they've done right now. But it's all about putting it out there on the field. Health plays a big part in this as well. And, they still have to knock off the team that's been atop the division for a couple of years now in the Lions.
Ugh, God, Tom, that makes me just want to puke in my mouth. I obviously want to thank Bell Bank for bringing us Tom Pelissero. Yes. And that was like way too much positive talk for the Green Bay Packers. Although I will say this, you mentioned a guy that I'm super excited for in Aaron Rodgers. Nobody's really talking about his debut with the Steelers. I'm excited for that this weekend as well. But I want to bring it back to the Minnesota Vikings. I want to ask you about just the health status and the protocol of what's allowed and what's not allowed when we talk about injuries and health-related deals. So Harrison Smith, as we know, has been listed as, personal health in being out of the Vikings lineup here for the last couple of weeks. The official injury report comes out today for the Vikings on a Thursday, which is kind of a Wednesday for them. What is the line with the NFL, the NFLPA, the teams when it comes to player health and HIPAA what is allowed and what is permissible that is for the football audience and not for the football audience. Like, do we know what that line is? And I'm not assuming or making any sort of big bold statements about what's going on with Harrison. It's odd that it's just personal health. And like, what does that mean? Are we going to get more clarity? Are they allowed to give more clarity? Do they have to mandatory give more clarity on that today? Where's that line for personal health reasons?
Well, first of all, my understanding is Harrison's going to be okay, which is the most important thing. When is he going to be back and playing football? Is that even potentially going to be this week? We'll see. You're right. The first injury report, if you're playing Monday night, comes out on Thursday. There's some latitude that's given on these things. You can't go full upper body, lower body. You have to state an extremity or a body part. But there have been times where teams have been sort of non-specific about exactly what it is. There are times where teams have been really specific about it. I think the one team last year, even, they had just signed a player, and on the injury report, it was DNP, just got here. That was the injury designation, just got here. So with Harrison, they'll have to list something for him. And so you'll get a little bit better, idea. They also could use the catch-all of illness. That's another possibility. Sure. So, the real question is Harrison back in the building? Is he going to be around the team? Is he going to be practicing in any capacity here? Big picture, he's going to be okay. He's going to play football again. When exactly that is, we'll find out a little bit more of that as this week plays out.
On a much lighter note, Tom, a couple of days ago on social media, you posted a picture of a media pass that you had when you worked here at KFAN like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And Zach Halverson saw it and said, that dude doesn't age. So apparently you're the new Paul Rudd. So congratulations.
I don't know about that, man. That photo was that was a period piece for sure.
Well, he disagreed. He thinks you haven't aged, and I believe he bookmarked it.
Yep. It's his background now on his phone.
And that's embarrassing.
And then number two, did you think 20 years ago that at one point you would say the sentence, I have to remember to order my makeup before the NFL season starts? And it would make sense. None of us even flinched because you're a big TV star now. But that's what you said on this show like 10 minutes ago, and nobody said a word.
You got to have your anti-shine. You got to have your NW30. Just, make sure the brush is clean. Jeez. All the, all those things here. It is funny because, Corey, I remember sitting with you in that studio like 20 years ago, and we were hosting shows at God knows what time, like filling in, or I was in for your co-host at the time or whatever. You haven't moved. You literally haven't moved. That was the
in
same,
so many ways.
The same chair. The same chair. I have not gone far. Here we are. We're still on the power trip.
Yeah, and you and Lieber though can talk TV makeup because Ben, you've had to get used to this stuff too, right?
Yeah, let me be honest. So when you said that, I heard that and I felt it.
You felt it.
I felt it because. Now listen, you're way more used to it than I am, but I'm year 3 into getting I'm on TV every weekday. I just had to reorder some MAC foundation, and I'm telling you right now,
damn it,
I felt less than, and I'm like, what am I doing? I still have.
What are you betting? Are you an NW35? A 40?
My gosh,
what are you?
No, I think it's just N4. I don't know what the W is. I'm still just a rookie.
What a rookie!
Wow. I'm just trying to match the complexion, and I'm getting into the winter months, and so I'm going to lose a little bit of color. So I had to go lighter on the shade.
Yeah,
you guys got to quit caving to what women want.
I already just put too much thought into it.
Quit
be yourself.
Quit caving to what the women want.
Yeah, man.
Okay, they're putting so much pressure on you to be pretty. You've got to stop.
The hardest part of getting used to wearing makeup on a daily basis as a man is figuring out how to not ruin every piece of clothing you have.
100%.
Like in my early days, I would take off my dress shirt and there would just be the permanent brown line all the way around. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to burn this. Now it's just like you kind of stop, you cheat it like an inch or two. You get a little on the collar, but it can survive. You just got to swap those out pretty often.
Oh, I make the mistake all the time. So I get done with the show, and then I just put on my whatever I was wearing, into the studio or into the office, and I'm better at it now. Like I would just the collar would scrape down my shirt because it's either a polo or a t-shirt. And the first couple of times, my wife's like, "Do you not realize how much makeup you have on your shirt right now? I go, no, I don't think about it. I never thought about it.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
By the way, Tommy.
Makeup wipes can handle it. Yeah.
Tommy, not Tom Pelissero, Tom Pelissero, Tommy Olsen. Tommy, if you're listening, just Venmo me at Corey Cove $50 for the conversation that Lieber and Pelissero just had. You're welcome.
One more silly football question before we let Tom go. And again, thanks to our friends at Bell Bank. I know you got to go in a second, Ben, but tell me one team nobody's talking about, Tom, that you think might be the one that shocks everybody this year. Is there one team in the NFL that people are expecting to just be average and might be great, or that people think is going to be bad that might be good?
What's interesting is this time of year, Hawk, like you can talk yourself into 25 different teams being good. Yeah. I feel like everybody, there's not a true shock team. I'll give you one. I think Seattle's got an opportunity to be good.
Oh, really?
Sam Darnold is there now. They've got a really interesting mix of guys. We had John Schneider on the Insiders last night on NFL Network, and he was talking about just it's cool kind of how those parts have fit together. Because think about their offseason. They trade DK Metcalf. They trade Geno Smith. They signed Darnold. They signed Cooper Kupp. Those are a bunch of really significant moves in one off season. They also changed their offensive coordinator. Now Clint Kubiak, who of course used to be with the Vikings, he's going to be calling it. He's been a different place every year, going back to the year that he was the OC in Minnesota. But Clint's a very sharp guy. They're very excited about the offense. Last year it was Ryan Grubb, who you saw most recently with Alabama not having the best day in their opener against Florida State. And there was a disconnect. They weren't able to run the football. They didn't really have the identity offensively. Now they got more parts that are going to fit into what they do. They're going to have, an offense that they think Sam, and granted, we all remember what happened in the Detroit game, but Sam had a really good year, and it's probably a good fit for him in a similar type of an offense to what he was running in Minnesota. They've got dudes, man. They've drafted well. They've built up the offensive line. They do have receiving threats between Kupp and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Defensively, they may not have a whole bunch of household names, and there could still be some moves that come here between now and the trade deadline, but they've got a bunch of really good players. And that's a division. Everybody's looking at the Rams. We still, Stafford's not on the injury report, so they're basically saying his back is fine. You just don't know, is it possible that he has a setback at some point? The 49ers, everybody, you just kind of assume every 3 years they have just a complete disaster year, but you just kind of assume they're going to be better. And then Arizona, a bunch of former Vikings guys out there as well. We don't totally know, what they're going to be. There's obviously expectations and pressure on them to produce here. I would just say Seattle's a team that you don't hear about a whole lot. Part of it's they're in Seattle, and Schneider was killing us on that yesterday, how we never talk about that team. I'm talking about them right now.
You are.
I believe the Seahawks have the opportunity to be a team that everyone's like, oh, they're actually much more relevant than we were anticipating.
Tom, thanks again for giving us another season, and thanks to Bell Bank for having you. But I got to back to the big screen on Tom real quick. If you're watching at KFAN.com, please, if you would, go back over there, Zacho, KFAN.com/watch. Do I see Warren Moon, Eric Dickerson, Adrian Peterson? Is that Lawrence Taylor?
Not Adrian Peterson. That's Darren Nelson.
Oh, okay.
Up there.
That's
a
really?
Really good eye.
Oh, my gosh.
Brian Bosworth, Phil Simms, and Jim Everett.
Oh, okay.
Those are the originals from the 1990s.
Yeah, what was that called? Proline? What was that?
Here's the photo. Here's the photo, by the way. I don't know how well you can see it.
My gosh, dude.
I think I've aged.
I remember that kid. I do remember that kid.
Yes, those are starting lineup guys from literally when I was in about the fourth grade. Now I've got kids older than that. It's,
look at that.
A weird moment.
By the way, is that Funko Pop thing of you on that second?
Yeah, that's me.
That's really you.
Sweet, dude.
Did somebody make that for you, or did the company send it to you?
I believe that was a Father's Day gift.
Genius.
My daughter Finley likes to come down and take off the hair without telling me, and so all of a sudden there'll just be bald me back there on TV.
That's the future, man.
Look at it.
Brilliant.
This is how it's going to look right here,
good.
Tom. Get ready for it.
Tom, I think that part's holding on, baby.
Yeah, that looks good, man. You got the flow going.
Good for you, man.
Dude, thanks again, man. You're the best.
Man. Thank you, dude.
You got it. See you next week.
Fun season.
All right,
See you later. There you go.
Man,
he's cool, right, Parker?
He's the best. Yeah. Knowledgeable dude.
Yeah, he was an intern here, man. He came in with Corey, and then he had success.
Look where you can go.
Same era.
All the places you'll go.
Oh, no, we're done.
Oh, yeah.
That's over.
He just mentioned I haven't moved seats in 20 years.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
It's a pretty good seat, though.
It's not a bad seat.
And I mean your butt.
seat.
I'm talking about your buttocks. Yeah, I've never been able to tell you that. I feel good about it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I needed that today, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I can tell.
Now it's time for
Headlines brought to you by my friends at Wolf River Electric and wolfriverelectric.com. Go solar. Definitely do this.
Solo.
They're also the title sponsors of Initials.
That's
which is
right.
pretty awesome.
Hell yeah.
Tomorrow's my day.
24 hours away.
I'm very nervous.
Chris Creasel, Alexis,
Chris Creasel.
and Barb. The four of you square off. Sauce and AJ already awaiting the winner. But Hockey, Creasel, Barb, and Alexis tomorrow at 8:15.
It would be really weird if I found a way to beat Creasel, which I have a hard time believing I will. But it'd be really weird because it would be me, AJ, and Sauce in the final, just like old school days.
Old school.
Yeah.
You know, because Parrish was never involved.
No, he doesn't know. He doesn't
Not
remember
back
that.
then he wasn't.
If the three of you make it somewhere, Dov Lambert's going to go, ooh, Clash of the Titans,
Yes,
Clash
he
of the
will.
Titans.
Yes, he will.
He'll say
Is he
it
with Tommy?
exactly like that.
Yeah, he's always with Tommy.
And can I reveal something else to you real quick, Corey? Mm-hmm. I had no idea Cooper Kupp was no longer on the Rams until that segment right there.
Is that right?
That's okay.
Yeah. That's the thing about the NFL every year, man. First few weeks, I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you forget.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
All right, let's go around the world of headlines, shall we?
All around the world.
I don't know, man. I couldn't care less. I really couldn't. It's too bad. And the reviews so far are not great. But the series premiere of The Paper tonight on Peacock. This is the Office spinoff.
Oh my gosh, that's
You won't
already
watch
happening?
I don't think it looks good. And the reviews are that it is fine with a low.
85%.
Yeah,
Oh,
but-
that's not bad.
Yeah, but
So who's in it that I would know then? Like what
So-
characters?
just Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar
even
Nunez.
and even that bothers me. I wish they would have started over with a totally different crew. The
Yeah.
fact that, like in the trailer, they show Oscar going, "You guys again? You're following us to like to the crew," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" So I don't know. I wish they would have just started over in a completely different universe
Yeah.
and just pretended that the other one didn't happen at all. But I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting.
Do you think it would have as much hype if they did that, though? You know what I mean? Doesn't The Office kind of like boost it a little bit?
Yeah, but I don't think Oscar is make or break. Of all
No.
characters
Yeah,
to
that's
be the
true.
link, is he the one that's like, I gotta
Yeah.
watch it? Oscar's on
It
there.
would have
Should've
almost
been
had to have
Dwight.
been Jim or Pam or Dwight.
Or Dwight.
And
yeah.
that's a
Because you're
huge
not going to get
mistake.
Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Or Creed.
Yeah.
Creed. Yeah, Creed's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Hiya.
Great point.
Yeah, man, I love Creed. That guy was great.
And the band Wales.
I didn't know two ways about it. Hey, by the way, speaking of that, I'm sorry, real quick. The new Alter Bridge song is a killer of a song.
Alter
It's their
Bridge.
best song since their first album.
And
It's unbelievable.
That's Creed without Scott Stapp.
That's right. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right. The middle 8 of the song is so heavy it makes me cry. I love it. It's so good, man. It's so good.
Speaking of music, can I ask you, Chris, a 2-week-old music question?
Yeah, please.
So a couple of weeks ago, one of my favorite bands, Pendulum, released their latest album.
Okay.
It's a freaking masterpiece. Here's the rub.
Okay.
What they basically did over the last 3 or 4 years is, remember how you guys, was it Rocket Club or the Chris Hockey Band, that you guys were doing like a song a month for a
Yeah,
while?
it was Rocket Club.
Okay,
Yeah.
you guys
Mhm.
would release a song
For
a
1
month.
year.
Right.
Yep.
So over the last 3 or 4 years, every like 3 or 4 or 5 months, Pendulum will release a single.
Okay.
And they've all been shredders. So when they, a couple months ago, were like, hey, we got a new album coming out in August, I'm like, yes, so overdue. Well, basically what it has been is a collection of their last 4 years of singles.
Sure.
And then about 5 new songs. And 2 or 3 of the new 5 songs are just slammers. There's the one with AWOL Nation. There's this other song called Cartagena, which is a masterpiece. So I'm struggling with, and I don't know why I care so much, if they had just released this album with that, like everybody's allowed to spend 3 or 4 years working on an album, right? Mm-hmm. If they had in secret been working on an album and then 3 months ago released one single and then put this album out 2 weeks ago, my mind would have been blown.
Right.
Like, how did this isn't the best.
Right.
But because it was almost a greatest hits album,
Yeah.
there's part of me going, man, I got cheated.
Yeah.
But it's so good, but I'm trying to convince myself that they didn't cheat the system.
Can I tell
Does that
you
make
why
sense?
they do that?
Go on.
And it'll make perfect sense once I say it. The modern music listener doesn't ever listen to an entire record.
Right.
So
Parker,
they-
does that hit right between the eyes to you? You don't do it?
Very
Yeah.
rarely.
So you leak it one song at a time so that each song gets a chance to live. And
Ooh,
then
man.
people like you, when you get the entire record, will probably listen to the entire record because their
It's so
mind,
good.
I'm sorry, their mind is thinking, I now have this entire record in one spot. Those a lot of those songs that you love would have never gotten a listen by the modern listener if they hadn't released them one at a time.
I feel like nowadays too, like the artist is trying to have like 1, 2, 3 bangers versus like a total complete album, because I feel like that one song is going to sell way better than the album will sell.
Yeah, they want
TikTok and all that.
And no one's buying a CD anymore to like listen to the whole album. You can just add songs to your playlist.
The only way they're going to make money off that record that you just listened to is to get you to come to their concerts.
1,000%. I would travel anywhere to see this band. I hate that they never come to the U.S. because they're so good.
Andy's seen them, right?
Probably 1,000 times. They headline all these festivals over in Europe. They just don't ever come here.
That's how Alter Bridge is now too.
Man.
Yeah, right.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I won't be offended if you didn't, but did you listen to that song I sent you with AWOL Nation and them?
I did not.
Oh my God.
I need to do that. I haven't even really given the new Chevelle
Guiding
record
Light
a chance yet.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, how did you know? You
I
just looked it
up.
Oh, so yeah, it's about as heavy as Pendulum gets, but then AWOL Nation just joins the last 60 seconds and it just shreds.
Now, somebody was telling me the AWOL Nation opened for the Deftones.
Yeah, Barbarians of California. So again, Aaron Bruno of AWOL.
What's going on right now?
Yeah, no kidding.
Aaron Bruno is he's basically AWOL Nation.
Yeah,
That's even his nickname.
Yeah.
He essentially admitted he just got bored. So he's kind of done being AWOL Nation, so he started a band called Barbarians of California, which is just like this heavy thrash metal. Is it
good?
It's very different.
Okay.
Very different than AWOL Nation. I freaking love AWOL Nation.
Yeah, me too, man. And that's one of the best concerts I've seen without expecting to love it as much as I did.
But so Parrish didn't know that's who it was. He goes to the Deftones last Friday, and he's texting me going like, man, this opening band just blew me away. And I'm like, Barbarians? He goes, yeah, they were unbelievable. Some like nerd was their lead singer. I go, that's Aaron Bruno from AWOL Nation.
Wow, Parrish didn't know.
Because they had like suspenders on. He's like some weird like dweeby guy was just shredding, and he had like this unbelievable stage presence. I go, it's not his first rodeo. That's AWOL Nation.
Dude, that guy is so good. Like,
He's
who
so
did I
good.
see them open for? AWOL Nation. Remember? Somebody big that they opened for, and they actually blew the headliner off the stage.
Well, I mean,
crap, I can't remember.
There was 21 Pilots, but you weren't at that show, so I'm trying to think of who that could have been.
Is he the guy that writes all the songs for a lot of people? Yeah.
I don't know if he writes for other people. I don't know.
Maybe he does. I don't know.
You might be thinking
Who's
of
the band?
One Republic.
Maybe. Who's the band core that you love that like just quit because they couldn't make any money?
Fair to
Barry
Midland.
Manilow.
No, Fair to Midland.
Manilow. Okay, yeah.
Fair to Midland went broke like 15 years ago, and they're one of the best bands of all time.
It's too bad, though, man.
They were good.
There's so many positives about this era of music and the things you can do and the things you can create at home and the way you can release music and people we'd never heard of sometimes become stars.
Yeah.
The opposite's true as well. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Parker, check this story out.
Love it.
I don't know how this relates to you, but still, I just want to get you involved. Here we go.
Thanks.
In Australia, a toddler went missing for several hours from a child care center.
So you love this stuff, Parker.
Yeah,
You're going to love this.
I love missing children.
That's almost exactly what this is. So a kid went missing after a grandfather took home the wrong kid.
Yeah, I can see it happening.
That's classic.
That is a half-assed
That's a
grandpa.
John Travolta
that
movie.
one looks kind of like me. I'll take that one. You don't even know what your own grandkid looks like?
Damn it, Lawyer Lambert.
But don't you see him like, there you go, Lawyer Lambert walking in. No, not with Louis, but
There
with
never
with
was Louis.
Sauce.
Yeah.
He walks in and he's like, that one over there's mine, but it's making weird noises. I want this one.
I'll take the good one.
Yeah, let that one fend for itself.
Parker, how about this? This sounds amazing. I don't think I've ever had these. Burger King is apparently bringing back Cinnaminnies.
I'm already
out.
Dude.
I'm already out.
Burger King?
You're anti-Burger
I'm already
King.
out when you say Burger King.
Really?
Why?
It's the smell, right?
It's just, yeah. I mean, I don't really do fast food in general, but Burger King's like the last place I
No
will
kidding.
go to.
See, I'm
me
glad
tell
I
you.
asked. I didn't know that.
Let me tell you, Corey.
Cinnaminnies sound
Those
amazing.
things are
They sound
bad.
good.
Outstanding.
Oh, they sound so good.
They are so
Outstanding.
good. They're the only reason I used to go there for breakfast back when
Yeah.
I was Hefty Hippo.
Yeah.
But they're back.
Is it only a breakfast thing, or can you get them all day? Do we know the answer?
Don't know. It just says a limited time in terms of how long they're back, but I'm not sure if they're available all day or
Outstanding.
not. Sound great. There's a new trend that people are talking about, apparently in your generation,
All right.
about staying in a failing relationship to the point that you hate the other person because it helps you move on.
Sweet.
So you stay with it until you truly hate them.
People love to be toxic now. Like, I feel like toxic
Weird.
is just
That's
really,
Britney Spears.
really in. Yeah. She started it.
Yeah. Great song.
Woodhawk.
Radiohead just announced their first tour since 2018. So far, it's only dates in Europe, so no word if they're going to eventually hit North America. I would definitely go to a Radiohead show if they could promise me Fake Plastic Trees and Creep. If they play those two, I'm going to sit through all the songs I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think I could. I like those two songs are great. The rest of it, when we all kind of took a deep dive into it, it's too weird. Most of it is.
But when they hit, dude.
Well, yeah. Fake Plastic Trees is outstanding.
10 out of 10.
So good.
Parker, I've thrown the last couple at you. I'm going to go ahead and throw this one at Chris. This is a random stat for the day. Have we talked about this? Because if not, I can't believe Chris hasn't moved. Disabled people in the Netherlands get money from the government up to 12 times a year to spend on prostitutes.
Wow.
I'm just going to read that. I'm not going to fact check it.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Disabled people in the Netherlands get money from the government up to 12 times a year to spend on prostitutes.
Does a broken heart count?
Yeah. What about one of us pushing him down a flight of stairs?
Into the prostitute.
We do a power trip to Amsterdam. Chris at the bottom of a stairwell going, Chris, what happened? Some stranger pushed me down this flight of stairs. I can't walk.
And speaking of the stranger, where's the prostitute?
Damn it, Rosen.
Oh, man. 5:30 to 9 tomorrow. Again, semifinal number 3.
Come on, guys.
Chris
Come on,
Hockey, John Priesel, Alexis Pearson, and Barb square off tomorrow. The winner advances to the finals. Parker, thanks for your time, dude.
Love you guys.
Love you, buddy.
All right, 9 to noon. Next.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too, Abba. I love you so much. Make it a great day. It's beautiful out there, no matter the weather.
Life's messy. We're talking spills, stains, pets, and kids. But with Anabae, you never have to stress about messes again. At WashableSofas.com, discover Anabae sofas, the only fully machine-washable sofas inside and out, starting at just $699. Made with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics. That means fewer stains and more peace of mind. Designed for real life, our sofas feature changeable fabric covers, allowing you to refresh your style anytime. Need flexibility? Our modular design lets you rearrange your sofa effortlessly. Perfect for cozy apartments or spacious homes. Plus, they're earth-friendly and built to last. That's why over 200,000 happy customers have made the switch. Upgrade your space today. Visit WashableSofas.com now and bring home a sofa made for life. That's WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.